The soap is brought to us from Cherry Street, and the name of this one here is Gunslinger. Some of the scent profile on this one here would be whiskey, tobacco, cinnamon, bay, sandalwood, and maybe some pepper. It's fairly firm there. Got 3 ounces in this particular container. I have a link down below for check it out if you'd like. This is a very unique scent. I don't have anything in my in my collection that smells quite like this. Got it whipped up here with a Semogue brush, Boar. I think this is the model. What was that? Oh yeah, 1250 is the model. This one here is what it looks like there on the bottom. Nice wooden handle. Got it whipped up here in the bowl. Smells really nice. This particular soap will take some water. Just a note there. I'm going to follow up, not that this is the scent, but this is what I decided to go with today. And decided to go with some Stetson today. Already put a hot towel to the face this morning, and already used a Parasso pre-shave this morning. And still got my Crown King Allen block here this morning, complete with rubber band. And still sporting what I got left of the Humphreys Witch Hazel. It's got a menthol and peppermint in it. Shaver of the day is equipped with a blade. It's a feather blade. This will be my first time using this blade and this particular shaver. This is a Icon X3 slant. It's with that Persona blade, it was pretty smooth. I don't know if the camera will pick it up. We'll see. That's what it looks like on the end of the handle there. Pretty cool. I like that kind of thing on the handle. We're going to give it a try with a feather blade and see how smooth it is. The 2 shaves I had with the Persona blade in it was really nice. Nice and smooth. For a slant razor, it was very smooth. As it goes for blade alignment, just pop it right in there. It seems to line up just fine every time I've used it. It doesn't act like there's a whole lot of play or anything like that. Here we go, I'm going to give this a try. The feather blade usually is considered one of the sharpest blades out there, in some opinions. So I decided that would be the blade to go with to see how it works out for me. And typically, it is not considered to be the smoothest one out there. Depending on what shaver you're using it in and how smooth it is. Decided that would be the blade to go with. Kind of give you an idea how smooth or how well this is made, however you want to look at it. This scent is really nice. I can still smell it. And it did take a wee bit of water, which is probably a good thing in my opinion. Kind of leaves me with the impression that you got hard water, which our water is fairly hard. That it'll lather up just fine. I didn't have any problems with it. The first lather I did with the Semogue to kind of help break it in a little bit, used Derby soap. Derby is, I would consider it scent-wise, as it goes for strength, if you used Arco before. Arco's fairly strong scent. Derby's a lot like that. That scent's fairly strong. As it goes for saying that, I didn't feel like the Semogue, this brush, this Boar brush, didn't, you wet it, it didn't smell bad. It didn't have that kind of scent to it or odor to it. And I have to say, this is pretty smooth. Like, I felt like that if you could shave with a feather blade and a shaver like this and still get a smooth shave, that ought to say something about the shaver. This is it's going pretty good. I had every expectation that it would after experiencing how smooth it was with a Persona blade. I didn't think that get a rough shave or anything like that. In other words, I can't even tell the difference in between the shave with the Persona blade and the feather so far. Sometimes the Against the Grain pass is the one where a person might notice it, but this particular shaver does a pretty good job on beard reduction. Seems like I usually notice it on the Against the Grain pass with maybe shavers that didn't quite take off near as much on the first two passes, if you will. Speaking of Against the Grain, I almost went against the grain. Across the green, right through there is a trouble spot for me. That right through there is pretty close to being against the grain. Even though the stroke is going sideways across my face, right through there, I have some hair that grows in an unusual way, which usually, with a shavette, about once every second or third shave do I have to concern myself with trying to catch it. This is a really nice shave. It is easy for me on this particular one. It wouldn't take a whole lot of effort to go after a VBS shave. It is such a smooth shaver. Quite surprising. You can almost see Fine's slant razor and this razor here seem like they're almost like cousins, if you will. They're related. Very smooth for me. Chris had made a comment, and it's probably worth bringing up. Slant razors, when you load the blade in there and you're trying to figure out whether it's loaded in there straight or not, if it needs to be adjusted, and some 3-piece shavers are like that. And I agree with him in a way that sometimes when you load those blades, slant razors, you can't tell whether it needs to be adjusted or not. Because when you look down through there, I guess you might say the blade exposure could be quite a bit. This one here is not that way, in that there's not a whole lot of blade exposure. But on some of them where there's quite a bit, it is not an easy task to figure out whether that blade is in there or not, because it's torqued, and for me sometimes I can't tell if it's straight or not. It doesn't look straight, but there's not enough adjustment to change any of what I'm looking at. Against the Grain pass, I can tell the difference in between the Persona blade and the feather blade. There's just a bit more bite to it. And we're not talking about much. It's just enough for me to notice the difference. Very nice shave. Matter of fact, I'm going to shave with the same setup again tomorrow. It gives me a chance to get more familiar with this setup. Today being Wednesday, tomorrow will be Thursday. So Friday, I'll be using the what's it, OG? I can't remember the model now. Can't remember if it's an OG1 or something like that. The one that's a safety bar on one side and open comb on the other. I think I'll go with the same setup with a Persona blade. See how that works for me. Try to catch that on video also. Around here the weather's been kind of wet. Over there on one side of one side of the house, one side of the house is slopes away from the ground, slopes away from the house. The other side not so much, and on that side it's still pretty soggy, muddy. Past few days it's been pretty nice outside, not bad weather at all. But we got more rain coming in this week. We had some earlier on Monday. We had some rain, and the time before that we had flash flood warnings and watches and stuff like that going on. So just to help put things in perspective, seems like things have been kind of wet this year. We went through such a spell of being in a drought. Now we've been fairly wet. Did get a mail call. I was thinking about bringing it in here. And then I was thinking maybe I should just wait when I do the shave itself. I did finally pull the trigger on a straight razor, one that I've had my eye on for a very long time. Had more than one in mind, but this one here, by the way, no stinging, such a smooth shave. Ralph Aust 6/8. It's a beautiful razor in my opinion. It's like wow. Really chomping at the bit to get a shave in on with it. I'll need to test the edge out, make sure it's where I need for it to be the best I can without actually shaving with it. I don't know, I might do a pass with it just to test it out. I'm excited about it. It was awfully tempting to try to go with and I still might get a 7/8. It is a good looking shaver in my opinion. My wife's not a big fan of my witch hazel the way I got it whipped up. I don't think she likes that cooling effect. The last time I shaved her legs. This is one of my favorites. Here locally it's easy to find in the way of the store. I get it at Walmart. Generally I can walk right in and find it. It's not always on the shelf. Sometimes it is, sometimes it's not. But to me, this is a really nice aftershave. It kind of goes along with there are good products out there that you can find on the shelf in the store. Some of those I don't appreciate too terribly much. But in between the Nivea aftershave balm and this particular aftershave, I mean, how can you say my favorites? Just walk in, pick it up, and buy it. It is nice to be able to do that. I wish I lived closer to some places where you can just walk in and pick up your shave gear, pop the top, smell it, actually put it in your hand. I don't mind shopping online. I really don't. I've been shopping online for quite a while, but there are some things that you really would like to put your hands on. Smelling great this morning. This brush here, this is my first Semogue brush that I shaved with. I've got more than one now. I got another one I need to break in, but I'm going to go ahead and I might shave with this one. Might use it the rest of the week. It did really well in the bowl. It's got a nice backbone to it. So if you're not a painter and if you're looking to do a lot of face lathering or something of the sort, splaying the knot, in other words. Excuse me. This one here, it's got quite a bit of backbone, so I don't remember what the loft is. You might want to get one with a longer loft. At least in my opinion, it'll be more floppy. It's great for painting, but it might be easier to splay. This one here, in my opinion, I don't think it really mattered whether it is a badger knot or a boar knot. With this much backbone, it's for me, it's just got too much backbone to be trying to face lathering. At least with my face. My face would be good and irritated. At any rate, one note, want to keep in mind, I haven't looked again this morning to see if there's any updates. SoCal Shave, Manny, definitely want to keep his family in mind and your thoughts. Going through a tough time right now with the family and whatnot. So anyway, if you want to leave some thoughts or anything, just go to YouTube on his last video and let him know he's going through a tough time right now in the family. At any rate, everybody, you know how it is around here. Stay safe and smooth shaves.